works. It does. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, depending on where you are from. My name is Garrett Zimmer, and I want to welcome you guys to the MinecraftEdu After Chat. If you are unfamiliar with what MinecraftEdu is, we run a Twitter chat every single week, Tuesday evenings at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And during that chat, we talk about various topics related to Minecraft in education. And then we invite our guest hosts of the evening to join us on the MinecraftEdu After Chat. And that is what you're joining right now. So I want to thank you guys all. Anyone who's participated in the Twitter Ed Chats, thank you so much. This is our first chat back in 2017. So a massive happy new year to everybody. This is going to be a fantastic year for MinecraftEdu, games in education, games in the classroom, and we're very, very proud to be bringing this to you. We are also very, very happy and very proud to be dealing with a fantastic topic and a fantastic couple of guest hosts for tonight. The topic was empowering digital citizenship and student voice with Minecraft in education. And our guest hosts of the evening were Marialice Curran, and Curran, I won't give the last name, but Curran is her son as well. And Marialice is actually the chair of ISTE Digital Citizenship. And her son has been very, very active, done Twitter chats and workshops and many events and presentations on digital citizenship from the student perspective. So we're very, very happy to have you guys here. Also, I am joined by Mark Grundell, the co-founder of MinecraftEdu Chat. So I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself right now. Mark, go ahead, take it away, and then we will give Marialice and her son a chance to speak themselves.
Great. Thanks, Garrett. Well, Happy New Year. Happy to be back. What an awesome kickoff to the year. Awesome chat. I just want to, once again, iterate Garrett's thanks and praises. Great chat. Amazing time. Marialice and Curran, thank you so much just for the your insights, your amazing questions, and just the amazing community that you helped bring together this week. Really appreciate it. We're in a call during the chat. Really enjoyed just talking with you behind the scenes. It's been a great time, and looking forward to this after chat. So yeah, I'm Mark. I'm a 5th grade teacher down south of Woodbury, New Jersey, and yeah, I just love letting my kids kind of show me the way in Minecraft. I don't pretend to be an expert, but I just help try to build creativity. That was a popular thing tonight, so building creativity with my kids and having fun. And turn it over to you guys.
Well, we're so happy that we got to kick off 2017 with MinecraftEdu community. What you just said about working with your students, that you learn alongside them, I mean, that's really, we're a mother and son team. What we try to model is that, like, learning is constant. Like, I always say that my learning curve is stuck in the curve position, and that we learn alongside each other. And so it's a privilege that we get to have connected learning opportunities. But do you want to describe, because you learn differently at home than you learn at school. Do you want to just share the differences?
At school, I do tests and worksheets. At home, I get opportunity to learn with the world.
Yeah, and so while we were like preparing, what we do, I mean, I assume that people think as like, for digital parenting that we're always plugged in, but we're not. He's not a plugged in kid. You want to say things that you like to do outside of Minecraft or outside of anything to do with technology?
Running around and playing sports.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, the type of kid that comes home and is outside in the neighborhood and playing, and also, you're at hockey practice twice a week as well. We're not a plugged in family, but when we are plugged in, we're trying to do it together and learn together. So I can tell you, Minecraft, this is like new to me. This is a whole new world. And you don't get an opportunity to do this at school. And so while we were preparing for this chat, we got to have this great conversation. And that's the part that we want to model for other families, whether it's going to be parents or it's going to be educators, is that this is an ongoing conversation. And so you had said kids get to do Minecraft at school. And you had said, what did you say that you thought I just thought school was what today?
Boring.
Like, I just thought school was boring. Like, kids get to do stuff that's fun. And like, as much as that might make a little chuckle, it's so sad. It breaks my heart because learning is supposed to be fun. And what's happened that we've lost that, and you only get to do that at home, and it's not what you get to do at school.
Now,
So,
I'll interject for a moment, because what's very interesting to me there, I want to make 2 points. Number one, you know, Mark and I are on the cutting edge of Minecraft. We are Minecraft mentors, and we work very diligently to help educators around the world understand where the power and potential of Minecraft is. And it's very interesting that you bring up the fact that, you know, this is a new paradigm in school, and it's you know, to phrase it no other way, it sucks that some classes and some classrooms are still bound in that sort of fortitude of curriculum of do it by worksheets, by rote, by this. But the other aspect that I wanted to talk about is a point that you just made in how your son is not necessarily 100% connected kid. I think, you know, I would disagree that he's not connected, because I see it. I see everything that he does on Twitter and various other things. But it's very interesting in this topic of conversation on digital citizenship that we don't need to think of digital citizenship as having to be connected 100% of the time. Being connected, using tools like Minecraft to develop this citizenship aspect of our lives, really has huge tie-ins to the unconnected portions of our lives. And so if we look at it from the perspective of, we don't need to just be on Twitter 24/7 or Facebook 24/7 to be connected kids, but that what we learn when we're in those environments and how we translate that to the real world, to our other experiences, is the most important part. And I want you to talk for a moment, Marialice, if you can, because we had this conversation before on how you have those conversations with your son and how you have those conversations together on what happens in the digital world and how that relates to life. Can you talk a little bit about that for us to give the audience a little bit of an idea of how you do it?
Yeah, this is like the 21st century talk, right? And that isn't something that is an assembly that you go to or that parents have with children in that coming of age. This is like 24/7, 365 days a year, that it's going to be just this ongoing conversation, whether it's when I'm driving in the car, whether we're, you know, shoulder to shoulder learning together. But it's looking at that like applicable piece, like how you can apply it, whether that's applying it offline or applying it online. And I mean, to us, I'm always trying to have that conversation that, you know, if you were to ask, what does digital citizenship mean to 10 different people, you'd get 10 different answers, because, you know, it depends on what lens. And so, unfortunately, I see a lot of what's out there is based just on safety or on fear. And what we try to do is go beyond. I mean, of course, the number one thing is to make sure that safety comes first, but that the conversation goes beyond safety. And we go beyond the negative in those like sensational headlines. And we focus really on, you know, that part about being a citizen and the active part of digital citizenship, where it needs to be a verb, where it's something that we're doing,
Right.
Not something we're just talking about or, you know, we're reading about, but we're active. And I feel like that's really what we try to do. I mean, how many TED Talks? I mean, at age 10, how many TED Talks have you given? TEDx Youth Talks?
2.
And tell us where at age 10 you've had an opportunity to speak.
Twitter headquarters in San Francisco, London in the UK.
And you're off next month. We're going to do a DigCit Summit EDU in New York. And you're going to be one of the kickoffs, you know, keynote speakers. But he has these opportunities outside of school, but not in school.
Right.
And that's the part where, what's your line about if you want us to learn about the world?
If you want to learn about the world, you have to learn with the world.
And so, I mean, I feel like our conversation is on what element for digital citizenship are we always trying to, like, I feel like we're banging the drum all the time about it.
Access?
Yeah, digital access. And how we can ensure that all kids everywhere, you know, I don't want these opportunities. Like, this is great, all the things that he just rattled off that he's done at age 10. But as an educator, Like I literally could start to cry right now because I don't want this just for my kid. I want this for all kids.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter what your zip code is.
You know, yeah, absolutely. You know, when you talk about citizenship and citizens, like what comes to my mind is a contributor, right? Someone who contributes. That's like my definition of a citizen. And
Right.
it just sounds like at age 10, you know, Kieran, you've had so many opportunities to contribute to not only the digital communities, but right, just the world in general. Like citizenship, digital citizenship, they're synonymous, right? It's just amazing. And right, we need to be creating these opportunities for our kids. I mean, today we had somebody new into the chat. Golden Monkey, Golden Ninja.
He's been in the chats a couple of times.
Oh, has he? I missed him. Golden Ninja. I mean, 10 years old, self-publishing books, right? Like these are the opportunities that we need to be giving our kids.
And amplifying, like why we gotta have, I mean, our other big thing is that student voice aspect. You know, there are so many times that people talk about being advocates of, you know, proponents for student voice. And then how many chats have you probably moderated at this point?
10.
Yeah, I would say probably even a dozen that he's like co-moderated with me. And and here are adults that talk about being a big proponents for student voice, and then they get into the chat and they don't even take the opportunity to even ask a student how they feel about something. And so like for today's chat, I thought it was amazing how many different countries. There was like Australia, we had the UK, we had Canada, we had
Argentina,
we had Africa, we had Nigeria. I mean, it was just amazing. And then how many students did show up tonight? That to me is the beautiful part. And in fact, when you look at like, we'll go off to ISTE and you have Ignite sessions. I don't want to listen to adults do Ignite sessions. Let the kids. I want to hear from students so that I can become a better educator.
So let's bring it back full circle to the ultimate topic of our conversation, the topic of our Twitter Ed Chats, because I think we're on the right path here and we're in line. So with a lot of what we're talking about here is it's this lack of opportunity in class. And that's one of the things that we try to support with Minecraft and education is the fact that it gives kids the opportunity that this is a forum, this is a program, this is a tool or a game that kids will get into and will naturally develop those digital citizenship skills. They will naturally develop the desire to orate, the desire to broadcast, whether it be creating YouTube videos or showcasing their work, and they're passionate and excited about doing this. So let's talk a little bit about then the Minecraft aspect in here and where it supports all of this goal that we have in giving kids the voice, the power to do these unique and valuable things for their communities. I want to go to question 1, which was, how does MinecraftEdu prepare students to treat a Minecraft world as an extension of the classroom and community? And what's the digital citizenship lesson in that? And let's just think a little bit about how the Twitter chat went and what were some of the interesting points that came up. So first off, how is Minecraft, and I want to ask you, Curran, this very specifically, how do you see Minecraft as an extension of classroom and community?
Teamwork, empathy, collaboration.
I felt like too, you could add in like, you know, solving problems,
creating solutions.
Yeah, and those, I mean, I feel like are at the heart of like what the elements of digital citizenship are all about.
Do you see what he just did there? You said solving problems, and he immediately said, no, creating solutions.
Yeah.
He completely flipped it to that positive. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
So, and that to me is at the heart of the message that we're trying to share. Like I can tell you, if you were to ask Curran, like, what's going to happen tomorrow? You're going to go to school and you're going to tell your teachers or your like classmates what you did last night. What would your response be?
What's that? I have no idea what that is.
Like yeah. And that makes me so sad. Like it's a missed opportunity when you just rattled off all those things, which are that you apply when you're playing Minecraft. And then when you're not plugged in, you can apply face to face.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with Minecraft, with any group of people, right, who come together, they're eventually going to create their own norms and rules, right? And that's really where the teacher comes in, right, to kind of like help, you know, set those positive norms and establish those positive rules. And I think that was something that did come up again and again. You know, Benjamin Kelly had his 10 Commandments of Minecraft, but it, you know, it's very true. We need to establish those norms and those group rules because they're going to develop, and we want them to develop in a positive way, right? And in that sense, it really does reflect the actual classroom. And a few people brought up norms and on servers because, you know, a server is its own community in a sense, and it's a community of people who don't necessarily know each other from around the world. So they talked about how they have their, you know, certain rules on their servers. I know, like Mark C. Author, he has the game night server, and if you curse on his server, you're banned. Um, I think, you know, in that sense, he's established his own norms and expectations for his server and tries to create a safe environment for kids. And I know there are many family friendly and child friendly servers out there. His is just the one that comes to mind right now. I think that, you know, everything that you guys are saying is absolutely true. We do need to let the kids, you know, get together. We need to let them play, but as the teacher, we need to kind of just guide those interactions and make sure that they are developing in a safe way. And then, you know, just like we, you know, I have my kids create my classroom rules. Let's create our Minecraft rules, and let's we use vanilla right now. So let's sign it in a book and quill. Let's write them down and sign it in a book and quill. And we all sort of do that. We all type our names in the book.
That's powerful, though.
Yeah.
That's ownership.
And if we were using Edu or Education Edition, we'd be signing on a poster.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. This idea of setting up these norms, not just in terms of the rules, is so valuable. And it's a part of the Minecraft experience that now I've been playing Minecraft for 6+ years. A long time that I've been playing Minecraft. It might be actually more like 7 now. And, you know, it's interesting being on all these servers and being involved in these survival games and working with other people, that these skills are something that naturally gets developed. Now, I think the key point that I want to hammer in on is what Mark is saying, that the responsibility does fall on the teacher to make those connections. Because a lot of times if we leave people to kind of, you know, do things in their own way, you're going to have those negative aspects. But as you were saying, Marialice, you take those as an opportunity to have that discussion on what is effective digital citizenship, what is better for the world, for the global society, than to just allow somebody to get away with griefing or swearing or cursing or being aggressive to each other or not sharing. And those are all skills that Minecraft, as a virtual world, it allows us to access those skills and access those situations in a very, very safe manner. Where in the real world, it may not be as safe or as secure to do things. You can have somebody go into your chest and steal something. But the reality is they're not going to be charged with a crime. And, you know, certainly nobody is going to lose a physical good that mom may have spent $100 on. But it's that opportunity for a lesson. So therein ties us back into Q2, which we were talking about, you know, providing students an opportunity to experience empathy. And then how do we translate this offline? So what are some of the ways that you've experienced, maybe Curran, or you've heard of maybe Mark or Marialice, and I could tell 1,000,001 stories on this, where, you know, it's giving you an opportunity to have that conversation around empathy?
Well, you know, right now you just play it alone.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you've played other games that other players have come in and like destroyed. I can't remember what that game was called, but like destroyed your village.
Clash
or
of Clans.
Yeah, and so that idea of really kind of what you were talking about before, about, you know, norms and understanding. And I remember it was the first time that you were actually really hurt. It was like somebody that you don't know has done something that you didn't expect or you wouldn't do. And it's a great opportunity to have that conversation. And then also not only the conversation, but to try to understand where that person was coming from. Like, why would somebody want to behave that way? Like, there was somebody in the chat, there was another student in the chat today about burning down the houses. You don't, like, note to self, don't burn down, somebody else's house. But how you can really understand. It's not even, it's like experiencing it. Like, we're doing the DigCit Kids empathy challenge right now. And we're hoping that, classrooms are going to take this challenge with us, because we thought it was great for 2017, the new year, to kick off as a reminder. But how do you really not just walk in somebody's footsteps and understand, but really get at that heart? So what's our topic that we're going to take on for our cyber, what are we taking on?
Cyber seniors.
Yeah, we're going to take on cyber seniors, because over the holidays, we were with grandparents that just don't get it. And so how can we come to this, like, common ground and this understanding in these two different worlds? And so how different would it be about if you were to ask mom and dad about why we always have our devices on us, compared to grandma and grandpa, when you say, why don't you have your devices on, or you have devices and they're never turned on? But trying to get that different perspective, because that's about being a member of a community, is understanding the different people and where you're coming from. So
Absolutely.
I feel like that's what was discussed tonight in the chat.
Yeah, what you guys are saying. I mean, I'm thinking about, and I'm gonna get her Twitter handle wrong. Liv.
Oh yeah.
Like what she was saying about just like not being able to play Minecraft in school, and very similar story to what Curran is saying. And we're talking about empathy, and I'm thinking about, from the teacher perspective, and how I think a lot of teachers are afraid to play a game with their kids, right? And so, I think part of this empathy is also, unfortunately for the kids, putting themselves in the teacher's perspective and understanding, and trying to, share their feelings with their teachers, and express the, in some sort of platform, express the need and desire that, this is a tool, and it is a legitimate way to learn skills and learn content. And, we can do this together, and we can learn how to do this together. So I think there's also that empathy for the teachers. And, that teachers maybe if more kids were coming to teachers and saying, look, we can demonstrate this way, maybe the teachers would begin to understand and see it from the kids' way. I mean, in an ideal world, right?
That whole aspect, I love these students, like, the Genius Bar or the student tech teams that, are available in some districts. But that, again, is like, comes back to access, and some districts are going to be on board with that and others are not. But what a great opportunity, a model that learning is something that we're all doing together by having these student tech teams. Because I mean, how invaluable as a teacher that I could have students that could come into my classroom, or be part of that learning process. Or even if you don't have a tech team, just to reach out. I mean, if I were back in a classroom and you were one of my students, I'm not just saying this because I'm your mother, I would be intrigued to know what you know, because I don't know it. And I would be the first to admit that I don't know it. And can you teach me? Could you imagine if you got to go into school tomorrow? What would be like the first lesson that you'd want to teach?
Teamwork, probably.
Well, how would
Absolutely.
you in that, like, everybody in your class could be part of, like, the same project? Or?
Yeah, building like a city.
Okay.
Yeah, how awesome would that be? How awesome
would that be?
So this, I think, that hammers right on that Q2, which is, the idea of experiencing empathy. And one of the interesting things that I love, and that I see Minecraft as having this tremendous power for, is the fact that when kids play Minecraft, and Curran, you may not have experienced this playing with many other people, but that's fine. You still experience building something, and you hit on the point that I was really thinking that entire time, which is, let's build a city, right? In order to build a city, you need a lot of people. It's not an easy thing to do. I've built cities in Minecraft, and I've had teams of people working on cities in Minecraft, and it's not easy. But you develop empathy for your coworkers, for your teammates. You start to recognize and realize that to succeed and do something really special and spectacular in Minecraft, you need help. And in order to get that help, you need to work well with others. And in order to work well with others, you have to be able to put yourselves in their shoes. And so I think that was absolutely perfect, this idea of teamwork, the idea that in Minecraft, in order to accomplish things, so this is the way that most teachers are starting to use Minecraft, is allowing their kids to work together collaboratively as a team, is a tremendous support to help them develop empathy and drive that digital citizenship. And there's going to be challenges along the way. You're going to have disagreements on the way you want to build it or how you want to build it. But these are all opportunities to really start to put yourselves in each other's shoes and see how to move forward.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
And I know some of his classmates. So I know that the one example that you just gave would be a challenge for all of the students in your classroom. It would be like, you'd really have to, and that comes up with those, rules or those norms that you come up with. And what happens when somebody does go in there and burns down stuff or steals things or what have you? But it would be a tremendous learning opportunity for the students that I know that are in your classroom, as well as the teachers.
Even just has a hard time working together.
Right.
Coming from a business background, there's been many a conflict in the workplace, just from disagreements of personality. And, in Minecraft, the same thing happens. So absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we're going to jump away from Q3. I will let the audience know what Q3 was, though. The question was, DigCit is often focused on safety and what to avoid, and how do we change this conversation to focus on the positive and what to encourage? And, Curran made a very, very good point and flipped things to the positive. There was a couple of comments on the Twitter chat about, just change the wording. Always try to flip it to the positive and see where we can find the positive aspects in that. But I want to focus in on Q4. So DigCit is about solving problems and creating solutions in local, global, and digital communities. So the question then went to, how does Minecraft support this? How does Minecraft mirror this problem solving, this creating solutions in global and local communities? So how do we use Minecraft? How do we think that Minecraft can really impact in this way?
What do you think?
Maybe like if you build a city and then somebody burns it down, and then finding out how to build it back and maybe making it even better.
Excellent. Excellent point. There's a lot of iteration in that.
And unfortunately, this has happened to real cities, right, that have been destroyed and needed to be rebuilt. And it is like a perfect vehicle for, doing exercises like that. I know. No, absolutely. I mean, you want to revitalize your neighborhood, right? You want to redesign a common space. What a great place to do it in Minecraft, right? Help rebuild your community. I know Block by Block, blockbyblock.org is doing just that. They're using Minecraft to redevelop urban spaces. And there's examples like this. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to tag in there too, that when that brings back to the empathy piece too, that if it's going to happen, online within your world, and it happens, in communities, there's also something, I think, for kids when something really scary happens or something really bad happens, whether that's going to be online or it's going to happen in a real, community, in a local or global community. Things that we want to teach our kids is that, but when bad things do happen, the good people, you got to look for the helpers, and there are helpers. And that, adds to that whole aspect about why, gosh, working in a community is so much better than working in silos and in that collective we, and you can translate it both on and offline at that local, global, and digital level.
Yeah.
So I also like the stories, Mark had mentioned these ideas of working with your local community to do a revitalization project or redesign a national park has happened in Australia. There's so many opportunities. And one of the things, so my background is in board membership at university level, and where I sat on a board, and we looked at how do we transition our university experience to include the local community. And this was a huge thing. And so we had to, create these partnerships with the community to allow our students an opportunity to learn in a real world environment and help out local businesses and communities at the same time. And I think Minecraft really presents itself a very unique way to allow students to go out and search for problems in their local community. And this is such an important point, because I think we don't often focus on finding those problems in our local communities at school. We often try to avoid the problems, or as we were discussing earlier, focus strictly on the curriculum and how it's, designed to be taught, instead of going out there and saying, okay, what are the problems in my local community? I'm reminded of a perfect example by a lady by the name of Zoe Brannigan Pipe. And she knew that there was a waterfront development happening in the city of Hamilton, Ontario, where I live, or in an area where I used to live, I should say. And she actually went and got in contact with the city council, got in contact with the groups that were designing this redevelopment project, and allowed her children to get involved in that process. And within that process, there was so much learning that went on, not just, by virtue of the fact that the kids were able to play in Minecraft and design something, but by virtue of the fact that the kids were empowered to be engaged in their community. And if we as educators can find ways to get the kids to look for these problems, we're going to uncover problems that many other people did not realize were there. And that is at the very heart, at the center of empathy. It is to look around the world about you and say, how can I help something that's going on, or with something that's going on, even if others don't realize it?
I had said about that, solving problems, and you immediately went to creating solutions. I mean, yeah.
I feel, Garrett, that what you're saying perfectly leads into question 5 about, how can using empathy, digital citizenship, student voice with tools like Minecraft, influence our classroom and our local community, our school, our neighborhood. I think that's perfect. So either Marialice or Curran, what do you think? How do you think Minecraft can help, positively influence our local communities?
Well, I feel like just even if there are any non-believers or anybody that is hesitant about why they should try this, the fact that we have focused on digital citizenship, student voice, and MinecraftEdu, I feel like that combination of the three, if anybody is right on that fence, this is why you should take this risk. And whether that risk is how great would it be if there was even to start small, that there was a club at school?
Yes.
That would be awesome, right? We could start out, small, and then that comfort level. Or if it was happening, how about if it was even, because I know that you love going to the library, it was happening with the media specialist.
That would be cool.
And then, gradually get into these classrooms. How about if you got to use Minecraft to learn math? And math literacy.
That would be amazing.
I mean,
we should have a conversation after this. Tell me what you're learning, and we'll figure out a way to represent it in Minecraft, and you can show it to your teacher. We'll have a conversation later.
Okay, good. I'll have my people and your people. Our people. We have people. We'll get
I don't have any people. This is it. You're looking at it.
That to me really answers it. I feel like this, to kick off 2017, I feel like, the fact that empathy is at the heart of it, the combination of all three is a winning combination for everybody.
No, perfect. Absolutely right. I feel like Minecraft, the skills in Minecraft perfectly represent the skills that I want to convey to my kids. Of course, I want my kids to learn content knowledge. And first of all, I think Minecraft is a perfect tool
uniquely suited for it. Yeah.
for delivering content knowledge, but it also has these skills that I want my kids to take with them. You know, that natural curiosity. I want my kids asking questions. You know, the creativity, critical thinking and problem solving, like Kieran talked about, collaboration, you know, being listeners, understanding each other's needs. I just feel like Minecraft naturally has these skills embedded in it. And, you know, is everything that we do in Minecraft going to be super creative and super original? No. And some things in it are going to be fails, and we're going to need to redesign and you know, rebuild them due to whatever reason. But I think that mimics reality perfectly, right? Not every idea I have is going to be great. Not every lesson I do is going to be perfect. But you're not going to have those successes without all those failures, without all those tries. And I think Minecraft is a safe place. It's a, you know, a safe and controlled environment to have those practices.
How about, would you love if you would share, Mark, at one point, a lesson that your kids would do and you would do it at home?
Sure. I mean,
yeah.
If you look on the education.minecraft.net, I have several lessons that I've done with my students now published on the site, and I actually have this one. It's a decimal fraction garden that I did with my kids about a month ago, and it was published there. Where yeah, just check it out, or I'll share it with you.
Okay. Well, I've already said we're gonna blow off school.
You're gonna crash my classroom.
Yeah, we're gonna crash. Road trip.
Well, I think that's positive. So I wanna hammer back on Q5 just because, you know, there's one point that comes at the very beginning that I think is so vitally relevant to this, is how can leading with digital citizenship and student voice using Minecraft influence the greater communities and the neighborhood climates. And I think I want to tie off with this final point, that it's all about leading with digital citizenship. And I want to thank you, Marialice, and you, Curran, for everything that you've done tonight, everything that you've done prior, to really resound as an example of leading with digital citizenship and student voice in mind. So as we finish off the MinecraftEdu After Chat, I want to leave the biggest word of encouragement to everybody, that it is about leading with digital citizenship in mind, leading with student voice in mind. And this is one of the most powerful and impactful pieces of Minecraft. It's engagement. Kids know it, kids love it, it's their language. So when it comes to leading with student voice, if we don't provide them access to the tools that they know, that they're used to, as long as we can prove that we can match it with our curriculum, then we are doing them a disservice. And I think we've proven that Minecraft really has the opportunity to allow so much skill development, so much lesson development, so much of these 21st century skills into the classroom environment, that we'd be remiss not to use it. If, of course, we have access. Even if we don't, there are many, many other ways to really impact our classrooms with digital citizenship and student voice in mind. So that's the encouragement I want to leave everybody with. I will say thank you one more time, and I'd like you guys to give your final thoughts of the evening, if you can. So we'll start with Marialice and Curran.
What do you think? Our final thoughts? Well, first of all, thank you. I mean, because first of all, we have Minecraft skin now.
Yeah.
And that was pretty just amazing. And how many kids at school have Minecraft skin?
0.
Yeah. So it's pretty, yeah.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
Well, that were created for us.
Ah, yes. There we go.
Yeah. And so that was amazing. But I feel like that if there was any last message that we would send as a mother and son, is that, like, learning together, this isn't about monitoring anything. This is about mentoring and being part of the conversation. And it's about parenting. And so maybe you're going to throw the word digital in there, but it's really about being part of the process and being open and willing to learn alongside each other. And do you mind that, I mean, we go places and we You he doesn't have his own Twitter handle. It's a mother and son. Are you upset? I mean, this is our road time together.
No.
So we're learning together. By the time he's 13 and he's got the keys to the car for social media and a mobile learning device, I'm hoping that he's going to make mindful decisions. But, you know, you're 13, and when you're 13, you're supposed to make mistakes. I just be a good case study to see if he's a little bit, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that one online. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Check back in 3 years, and we'll let you know.
We'll check back in much earlier than that. In 3 years, I'll put it on the calendar. For sure.
All right.
Excellent. Excellent. Mark, final thoughts, my friend.
You know, I did my hashtag, my one-word hashtag for this year, 2017, is empathy.
Oh, ours was too.
All right, I'm gonna do my teacher thing right here.
Yeah,
We're gonna need a lot of it this year.
Yes, we are. Active empathy.
Yes. So, you know, listen, understand, and have conversations, right? And, you know, Curran, hopefully you got some ideas today, and maybe you can bring some ideas to your teachers, and you know, like, maybe you can get a club off the ground. You can get a few computers in the library running Minecraft. Maybe that's something that you could take away. And you know, maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe there's a teacher in your school playing Minecraft. You just don't know it, you know, because there's adults like us who play it too. So I hope that you get that going. But I had a phenomenal time tonight. What a great way to start 2017. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Excellent. Well, I will also say I had a phenomenal time. I think, you know, it's been 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, I think.
Too long.
Since our last MinecraftEdu Chat. I have missed it. And I'm so glad that we started back on such a high and such a powerful note with such a powerful couple of hosts and student voice included. So again, one last time, I will say thank you very much to our guest hosts of the evening. You can find them on Twitter at Curran Central, which is the mother and son Twitter handle, and on Twitter at MBXFC.
Close enough.
MBFXC.
Yep.
MBFXC.
Yep, you got it.
Perfect. So you can find them on Twitter. You can also check down in the description. There will be their Twitter handles in there. So make sure that you follow this this amazing mother-son team, and make sure that you guys are having a great 2017 to start. We will see you next week on MinecraftEdu Chat. And our topic of the week, Mark, do you have that handy?
Well, it is with Brett Salakis from Down Under.
Yeah.
And it's supporting immersive virtual experiences in Minecraft.
And beyond. All right.
I think we're going to become regular, so we'll see you again.
Excellent.
Well, thank you guys all so much, and thank you to the audience who've been watching this. Make sure that you catch our MinecraftEdu Twitter chats on Tuesdays at 8 p.m., followed by the After Chat on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock p.m., and we will see you guys in the next MinecraftEdu Chat. Happy Minecrafting, everybody. We'll see you later.